Everyone. Okay, to motivate and brighten our mind this morning, let's listen for the film runner or thought to So a glass of water, psychologist was teaching stress management to an audience. She raised a cup of water and asked everyone, how heavy do you think this glass of water is? Expecting another half full, half empty question. The crowd gave various answers. Oh, so many. Sitting on, sitting on, sitting on. Well, she said, So that's okay. So I hope that our thoughts to ponder give you motivation and wisdom this morning. Okay, so let's move on to our attendance check. Okay, let's call on Kinder. Please raise your hand. Okay, if you're here. Okay, so yeah, she's present. Okay, grade one, of course. Grade two, yes, present. Grade three. Okay, grade four. Yes, grade four. Okay, grade five. Okay, so Sir now has a very important matter to attend today. And grade six. How about grade six? Si Ma'am Glenda. Hello, Ma'am Glenda. Okay, and then grade seven. Okay, grade eight. Mabuhay. Mabuhay, yes. Grade nine. How about grade nine? Grade nine, yes. Okay, present. Grade 10. Yes. Grade 11. And last but not least, grade 12. Okay, so we're complete. Okay, so yes, our teachers. Sir Jazz and Mom Emily. Okay, so yes, we proceed to yes, so to energize our souls and body. So please, may I request everyone to please stand for our energizer, a short energizer. 6 seconds. Mga 1 hour, di ba no? Number next. Yeah. Yeah. Grace. Ano, sabihin mo? Mag-say pa ba? Mag-say ka na si Sen. Okay, so tama. Okay, so please everyone to make our program proper. So let's hear an opening remark for our competent, confident, ready app.
So once again, good morning sa tanan and welcome to the fifth and the last day of our school learning action cell. So we are blessed to be given a time to conduct lock session for us to be able to identify gaps and problems and be able to come up with solutions na kung di makabulig sa aton, improve our delivery to our learners. So kaya I put ang team sa aton school lock sessions, building, enhancing educational delivery in the time of pandemic. So, syempre, with the different discussions, I hope that all of us were able to learn and get some points wherein we can use to probably in practice in our classroom ay wala nang tayong panguluan for the whole school. At least somehow, we will have changes in our own personal practices through the learnings that we got from this school session. But a reminder lang, syempre, it doesn't mean that we put all our efforts and all in this kind of endeavor. Hindi na kita maka-experience ng failures or trials and all. That's why always remember, no, that as we do everything with a good heart, expect nothing in return. No? And we will never be disappointed. For if na yan, tapos makita mo, estudyante, maghapon. Pero gaka-excited ka or gaka-frustrate na, simple man ko yung effort na effort, maghapon ng estudyante. No? Wala man maghapon na paglo and all. Pero why ka lang siguro ng balo? Simple, na one way or the other, madungdong na siya o nakadungdong sa ating ginobra para sa ina. So, masulod ng pagbago sa ilang mga. So, excited na din ang tanan, no? Hindi ako magpanawi. Excited na din ang tanan mag-present ang ilang innovation. So, I hope that everyone will be able to also learn something sa mga presentation. Doesn't mean na ilang presentation, sunod lang nila. No? Still, presentation or innovation sa ating upod, manamig yapon nga utang naman gapag sa ating suporta, no, sa mga areas na posible makabulig kita. Okay, ang ating obra dito sa class is a collaborative na collaborative. Once again, good morning and welcome to our group session.
Thank you, Sir Fred, for your message, for your message. Okay, so to refresh our mind, to remember what we had sampled yesterday or in previous lesson. Discussion. So let's call on Ma'am Vanessa Oloroso for her recap. Okay, good morning, Ma'am Brilliant. Thank you so much for the opportunity of to be able to give my recapitulation about yesterday. Before we started our session yesterday, I asked Ma'am Camilo, what is our topic? And she told me it's all about workshop on making media. And the session yesterday was answered by Sir Jas Cordero, of course. And before we started with the session proper, our very own school principal gave us some updates about the development programs that we're having here in school. And of course, always encouraging us to be more innovative. So, and it is very much suited to the topic being discussed yesterday. And of course, although we have attended the session, the opening program for the SIP, but then what I have uh, observed yesterday is that we were able to view some slides presentation about innovations of other schools and other uh, divisions, which is really suited for this era of pandemic, how to address the problems encountered in this time of pandemic wherein education is continuing. And of course, the very much important, most important part is the part of making innovation paper. Although many of us, uh, I don't know if you will agree with me, not all of us are equipped with doing innovation paper. Although in our own way, we do make innovations. But it's very hard for us to put it into paper because we are not particular with the the procedures from top to bottom, and it is so very it is very helpful that Ma'am Claire was able to give to us some overview about the procedures and how to make innovation paper and how to make it more explicit, understandable, and it will be easy for all of us. The word yesterday is explicit. You said it must be explicitly done so that it will be very easy to implement. I am not, all of us can promise that all the innovations can really be done immediately this year, but probably in our own way, just like our school principal has told us, maybe in our own classroom or in some instances, we can also do it. Although probably not as extensive as how Ma'am Kiray has been doing it because she was able to compete in our division in the region, but then in our own way, we do it. Let us always be positive in everything that we do and never ever stop making innovations because that is important in order to enhance the educational system, the kind of education that we are giving to our learners. Thank you. Many friends na kami ito kakalayo. Matubalan. Okay, so let's go to the main event. Wow. Kasi na wala sa kanan, ibang kanan, 5% na bigla. So, let's go on. Uh, that we are going to apply what we have learned for the 5-day session of our 5-day session. We are going to apply what we have learned. Question, students, difficulties in and modular distance learning. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Ivan has may parang bar
Hello. Hello, good morning.
Si Ma'am Glenda lang. Ayan, si Ma'am Briones. Pati ka na. Mag-basalat sa number.
Okay, thank you, hello. One of the hello. Uh, am I audible? Not edible, audible. Okay. One of the prevalent problems that the school is facing every year is that those students who are losing their interest in their education. When SLM was introduced as a new learning, as a new system of learning, our students here in Lapinas Integrated School are were uncertain and took their modules for granted. Uh, they prefer to look for a job instead, and some are engrossed with mobile games and other social media platforms for that matter, like TikTok. With the strict observance of no face-to-face policy of the department, teachers became, however, through the encouragement and the cooperation of everyone in the community and of the department, students who are under these difficulties are safe. Addressing the problems need concrete and well-planned programs to have long-lasting or to have lasting solutions. And that is greenhouse learning is conceived. A greenhouse can help increase plant growth and fruit production and even allow you to grow plants that wouldn't normally survive in your climate. This is the very concept of greenhouse learning. Students with difficulties are like plants that needs to have attention and extra empathy. Teachers will serve as gardeners that will dedicate a day or two in a week or as scheduled or as agreed and to conduct a small group classes in the different areas. Greenhouse learning aims to attain the following objectives at the end of every quarter. Number one, to assist or teach learners with difficulties in understanding lessons in SLMs. Number two, to encourage learners to get engaged in modular learning. Number three, to achieve zero NLP for those students who are no longer participating, any experiences among learners. And number five, and attendance. Now, upon the implementation of this program, a series of planning is made by the implementers or the proponents of this program. Then learners and parents will be informed for the schedule of greenhouse teachers visit, followed by registration will be made to enlist all the learners. Then for the implementation as scheduled or as agreed by the teacher will hold classes in the different areas. Each session will be documented and evaluated for the evaluation and feedback or feedbacking. Then documenter will prepare the reports to be submitted to our school head. So this program will be managed by the proponents themselves. They will supervise the implementation and oversee the progress. Every month, meeting will be held among greenhouse teachers to discuss some issues and ideas for improvement. And this is our timeline for this program. So for the pre-implementation, we're going to present and discuss the proposal to our school head, present the program to greenhouse teachers, layouting of plans for development with greenhouse teachers, and meeting with parents. And for the implementation stage, this is the actual day of each session. Then for the post-implementation, gathering and submission of report. The school primarily provide resources for this program. Although we also, since this is uh, for linkages, we also have our private individuals who are also donated some materials to be used and they are properly recorded. So the program needs a willing heart and mind for sustainability. Now, for the outcomes and outputs, we are expected to have zero NLP or those students who are no longer participating. We're going to increase the number of enrollment and better result of learners' performance output and tests. And for our beneficiaries, these are for junior high school and senior high school students with difficulty in SLM. Now, if this program is proven to be effective, it will be adapted all throughout, even when face-to-face classes is permitted. To achieve this sustainability, cooperation among greenhouse teachers, school heads, and parents or the community is very important. Thank you.
Delivered for Ivan. A round of applause to Sir Ivan Isabella. Okay, so we will have
Question.
a discussion concerning the presentation. And you may also, because for some more improvements, in case you have any suggestions or questions regarding the implementation. And the first one to conduct the discussion or the questioning is our school head, Mr. Nakar.
Okay, so congratulations for the pagkatanya innovation paper. Mas lots of kapalubaan ngayon. But having been oriented with the template na kung diin para ang mga specific na data na kinangalo ng mga hapos ang aton na plastada sa aton kinaliburan. Because number one, ang project kami sa aton is that we are doing things, we innovate things, no? Ang isa gusto properly document those innovations. So with this, until the end of the school year, and then so we'll see whether this really helps the situation wherein they are having self-learning.
Any questions? This is actually, we are actually implementing it before the opening of classes. So as you can see, we conducted some small group classes in every areas during our on-site field work. Yes, question.
And also,
Yes,
Sir Anton,
your
we're not
question.
only catering senior high school and junior high school, but also the elementary.
Yeah, so sa mo mga beneficiaries kanina. So we started some September, September, Saturday. So we also catered mga elementary nato yung mga students, especially those who have difficulties in their SLM, in answering their SLM.
Wala man sa nasulod.
Yes.
Okay, any questions for the
How many?
Wala man na-request.
Ma'am Rivero, question. Yes, so this
Wala
innovation
man
is not
na-request,
just
sir.
for the three of us nga proponents. Kaya, ang matugani, it takes a village to educate a child. So, we can, pwede kita tanan maging greenhouse teachers. Everyone is invited to small group lang with so gina mo na mo rotation na so serving man naman and it may individual instructions may naman group pero hindi na siya sa subject na mo yung English na science day kasi may mga kapatid di ba aralpan sa Filipino wala siya. So, tanan yung subject and tanan nga students, pupils and students.
Ay, sige.
Ma'am Glenda, congratulations.
Positive.
Sir. Okay na, and I hope na mag-join out ka sa hamon na to be the greenhouse teachers. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you got interested with our innovation and started to consider yourself as a greenhouse teacher.
Actually, we were doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not aware.
Okay, for the second to present their innovation, let us all welcome the team One Stop Learning Center to be presented to us by Mrs. Emily C. Rowan. Please give her a round of applause.
Okay, good morning to all. Good morning, sir. So, our group decided to innovation. The title of our innovation is One Stop Learner Service Center.
Service.
The editors, let's go. Yuriko, Rachel De Rivero, and of course, yours truly,
Wow.
This program implemented
to cater the students' problem with it comes to their learning by using the modules or modular. Okay. So to overview, this coronavirus or known as the COVID-19 has impacted not only in education but in industries, sectors, and walk of life. So because of this pandemic, so we are not, the students are not allowed to go in school for their study or face-to-face learning in school. So what we have, we implement this program. And then, more importantly, entire sectors may recover how we work, live, and play may be fundamentally different, but we still continue to respond to face of a new normal. And then, Napilas integrated modality modular distance learning for almost 1 year. So, and based on the results of their outputs submitted, we find out that low grade because of difficulties in understanding the lessons. And this innovation, one stop. So learner service center, an area where pupils who are lag behind and none or slow reader will gather in one place and they will be assisted of one volunteers. And we will ask the support of barangay and sangguniang kabataan officials in this program. And the role of the Learner Service Center is to be a one-stop center providing support via face-to-face tutorial, counseling, help desk, and other services. And so the statement of the problem is to provide support to learners and parents in modular distance learning. And number two, to assess learners who are lagging behind. And number three, to help non-reader and slow reader learners. So the implementation of this procedure, so process flow framework. So they will set schedule together in your one-stop learner service center to assess them and teach them and leading by the volunteers. So the project management program will managed by the volunteers. The component will supervise the implementation of progress of learners. So, apat na sa one tadi sa Margasa, 1, Margasa 2 and 3, and then sa Gretchen, and sa okay, so the timeline. So pre-implementation stage, start on the website, describe the program with the student, and then present the program with other advisors, identify person support group and community every area. So identify one-stop center in community every area. And then support o barangay and sangguniang kabataan officials. So prepare letter in intended person supports and group. And of course, the person involved. So school head, component advisor. And sa one-stop center in community every area. So sa kada asyenda. So ito nga, pag-mention ko sa Margasa 1, Margasa 2, 3, and then Apila 7, and so on the support Maas kami support sa barangay kung sanggunian, kabataan, official. So, syempre, ang mga persons involved, ang mga parents, ang barangay district officials, tag sa ang mga different intended person, so person involved, ang person assigned support group. Next. So, implementation stage, so this January must start. So, face-to-face tutorial with limited pupils. Must prepare pupils who are left behind na leaders. So, ang mga nga tagaan din po tutukan din naman ang mga students na left behind at ang mga non-leaders. So, ang persons, assigned support group and parents, learners. And then, help those who will answer queries, counseling to pupils, students who need advice. So, person assigned support, group teacher, support group, teacher, principal, and guidance teacher. So, post-implementation stage, so every after session. So, feedback and evaluation. Okay, so class advisor, so barangay and ISD officials, persons assigned and support group. So amo na ang katuan namon para mag-monitor sa mga students nga nag-lag behind at ang mga non-learners. And then resource utilization. So the school will provide resources for this program. Barangay and sangguniang kabataan officials will provide, donate materials or snacks produced and properly recorded. And so, progress monitoring. So, every after session, the proponent will monitor the flow of programs. And so, the innovation output and outcomes. So, learners were able to develop their studies, understanding of lessons. Learners who are lagged behind will be progressive. Non-readers, slow reader will improve. So beneficiaries, so learners, parents, and the teachers. So sustainability plan. So as innovation goes on, and there is a progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Rowa. Please be reminded of what we have discussed yesterday on how to do the presentation. Okay, questions are, please, kung ginakamagot ka mo, please take it as to improve your innovation. Okay? So kung sino man ang may question, please take note of any ideas na pwede makaka-improve sa inyong innovation. Okay, one-stop shop. One-stop learning center. I guess a lot of you have many questions, and please, the proponents, take note for any ideas that may improve your innovation. Sir?
So one-stop shop, usually makita mo yung one-stop shop sa mga no? But anyway, since we focus on the presentation of one-stop shop, siyempre we look at the presentation first and then some of the questions. Probably na nakita natin or some areas where we can help improve. Siyempre, number one, ang pangangkot ko na yun, naman natin kung na-discuss ni Ma'am Kahel, o ang rules.
Wala ko din, sir.
Wala
Pero
naman,
sir,
sa sentence.
Anyway,
It's a number one rule na siyempre, ang ma-highlight dapat ang ating presentation, not the other doctrines and all. So, pero when it comes sa mga content so okay man, observe man sila, just ang opinion, may isang yung nasugit, may galahin pa na, nakasang na siya. But anyway, just for clarification, although na-discuss o na-describe man kung anong one-stop shop, ano siya, like, na-plaster paintball, area, nakabugin.
Yes,
Sa
sir. Mga
program teachers.
sa kada visit pag mga ano kami sa puno. Sa mga land-behind.
Okay, kaya siya, di ba? Sa one-stop shop, magambag ito one-stop shop, ang tanan nga pinanglanon naton, magambag sila one-stop shop, dito ka kadto sa NGC, tanan ng offices, mas doon na, kita niyo may mga offices, may mga table na na. So kung sino man yung department ang gusto mo katukan, harap-harap yung mga table na nila. Ay one-stop shop in one area. So, sa dire, ang i-cater na ito lain-lain nga learners, lain-lain nga subject, o lain-lain nga concern nila.
No, nag-behind lang.
Okay, so specific pa. So, lag behind and all subjects.
Depende sa mga...
Ang nakakakuan, kaya yung iba nga question, tapos sila may mga ng ilang question. Also, very important. I know, since we are here to complement each other.
Yeah.
Ako yung person na yun. Naman po kami, hindi kaya kamalupan mo yung kuya na agad. So, you always ask help. Kasi ka magsulat, namin kayo magsulat. Ay, para pasulatan mo kaya, it will take time para makaproduce ka sa manami. Pero kung dali-dali, wala ko na yung na-submit, wala ko na ginawa, wala ko na naka-check. So, ipa-check natin kung isa natin mga quantity, ang mga gramming talaga, and ang mga technicalities. Maybe araw mo nila. Partly, kung nag-present kita sa Luzon, ng mga successful innovation, so at least matake notes ang grupo that ma-check ang ating presentation at ang tanong. Okay? Si Ma'am Bane, may question.
Okay, thank you, Sir Napay. Ma'am Bani, do you have any queries?
Question mo, sa proponent, since it is a one-stop shop and you will be an area, but he has mentioned five places. Ang bilang this is according to what I have heard from you. You have mentioned for that 1, 2, 3, nothing less than 4. But anyway, because it is a hard to put it up. But my question is, do you have any possible resources in order to put up a center for one-stop shop?
Yes.
And how can you do that? Since there will be 4 learning centers that you're going to put up. Is it, do you think it's easy to realize that a matter of short period of time? So you will be able to do that. And Ma'am Roa, my suggestion is, do not use, just like a money for Nina, do not use fast steps, something that you're not done yet. So, ang naman, correct na lang because of something yan. Maka-mislead sa aton, when we listen or when we believe something.
Okay, ma-confuse ako na internet. Thank you, Ma'am Bani.
Before mag-answer si Ma'am Lloyd sa resources, Ma'am Bane matuod. Si Ma'am Bane na pamangkot na sa softbook pala, kasi makabudin kaya sa resources, pang-sponsor.
That's why
We are having this presentation on how we can assist on financial.
It's not question the annual probability or the effectivity, but it is something that one should know.
Yeah.
Kung malaman pwede naman mo para ma-realize na.
As what I have said earlier, ang questions is not to jeopardize or anything, but to improve more of your annual goals. So yesterday, kita lang to, takamulos ang mga innovations, ano? Kag ato ba lang balay, kaya wala si Ma'am Loy, sa ato ba lang mabali ang balay, the community themselves, na-put up sila ya, sa balay, ano po dani? Hayo-hayo. Hayo-hayo sa alam, sa hayo-hayo. Pero ang community ko yan, But it took them time to establish pinatugan sa bilog 32. 32 kahalong-hayo. Yeah.
Actually, it's 35.
35. Thank you, Ma'am Rachel.
Go po,
May
Martin.
member. Okay, some more questions. The group of Ma'am Lloyd, need to take it. You take note.
Hindi, pero
Actually, hindi pa siya na-implement, no? So, sa pre-implementation naman, nabutang dito, maka-identify kami yan sa learning area. Kung sabihin kami, one, tapos sa 2 and 3, mag-combine Norvasa, sheet data return. So, ma-identify kami yan kung di na learning area lang, kung kuyara na. Then, masabit kami letter sa barangay na mag-support for sa stream ng mga kabulisan.
As of Ma'am Lois, based sa aming ginaambal, may possibility na ang mga pwede maging isa lang. Kaya depende sa case o sa needs ng bata. Kung wala man dito sa area na
Sa labi na, so slow
wala, so hindi pa mo kumagpot na.
So, sa volunteer na makuha naman.
Is para
So, ano din siya ka-importante, ang timeline. Ang timeline nila, ang sasagot na yeah, I remember we should be specific on in every action that we are planning. Dapat, butangan mo rin na yung time para mabalan kung saan muna siya dapat ma-accomplish. Ano na sa importance ang timeline. So, nakibotong yan November, tapos punta January, na ano na kamo, siguro ka namin.
Ay, nagpan kami kasi, hindi mo patindo, with the area, may din ko lang kami sa area, adra sila pala. Kahit lang tinahin mo lang kami, non-reader, ang
like balay.
Oo, lang kami dala isa, adra nila paper. It's called Balay Dalang Fund.
Wow.
So, you change it. So, bright ideas to
Bota mo
skip.
na balay
Bright
dalang
ideas to
pan.
skip. Balay.
Pan.
Service.
So, you see the thing. Yeah, that's it. Balay dalang pan.
Lain mo na yes rin.
Usually, refers to mga
So I was, Sir Ivan, I was thinking, why don't we help the one-stop shop to improvise our needs?
Okay, correct.
That's the main purpose yan. So,
ang title pala sa innovation, it's a work in progress yan. Number kasi mo one-stop shop at isang ba? Ato, di man sa one-stop shop. Sige, ang ba? Balayin ka lang. Paano nito? Ang title parang sa catching na bala, it will encourage mga supporters and also ang nagagawa ko may nakita sa mga innovation ko na yung pa ng Perelo. Para maguro ordinaryo ng mga malan lang. Yung mga
And then also, hindi lang na yung balay na hindi lang na yung one stop, but you need to have a short description what is it all about. So I was thinking na ma-improvise na Sir Ivan, working with them, na mamimo kita sa haven for learning.
kasi, ano na yan, di ba? Ato pag-present ato, balik sa isa ko last time. Then, talaga daw connected mala, pwede na ito oo. So, ano man siya maybe, na basic, mamatita later sila, basic pwede masunod na makunlaman.
Yeah, and then the school will have one innovation wherein everybody will focus on that and involved and engaged. Okay, some more questions.
ang kay Mang Glenda one storytelling.
Stand up from the
Do we have other questions?
Okay, yeah.
Or
Do you have 10 more questions?
proceed sa next.
Okay, for the next to present.
Group three.
Okay, so.
Say hi kay Ma'am Glenda.
Hi, Ma'am Glenn.
Sa group 2 siya yung friends.
So, this is.
Hello.
So they just give some and to present this book. That's all Mrs. Christine.
Ito po ako.
Update lang. Sa iligan, di daw sila kasunod kay Kapigaw ng Signal. Ma'am Senya, hindi kasunod sa link.
Aro ko rin si Ma'am Glenda. Sa YouTube na lang kalantaw siya.
Good morning sa kanan. So this morning, I was assigned to present the innovation done by my group. Our members we are three in a group, Sir Runel, Sir Bibel, Amang Begalit, and yours truly. Okay, so the name of our innovation, the title of our innovation is
Research
Project
na sir.
Ito.
NIS Innovation
Kanan,
Showdown.
when we say tok meaning, tok na. So, asking for opening the door or delivering the knowledge, the things that the learners need. Okay, so this is our overview. The COVID-19 virus is globally. Thus, it affects every one of us. Challenges our educational system on how to continue to deliver learnings to our learners. In this time of pandemic, every educators were being challenged on how to deliver the learning services without risking the health of our learners and their respective families. So, our group, okay, next slide, please. Innovation description. The teacher will deliver the self-learning materials to students who are failed to get their modules on scheduled time. So, since nga, ang two groups nag-introduce sa ilang innovation na mag-teach, no, sa learning, sa ilang mga pupils, our group will have to deliver mga modules na nag-lag behind pala. No? So, kami ang gina-introduce namin nga every teachers, advisors will going to ask the name or list of pupils nga need sang modules nga wala lang nakuha. So, kami ang deliver. So, the statement is, the program Itok aims to deliver educational materials to students who are lagged behind. It will be also a chance for us teachers to have a home visitation to our learners and to gather feedbacks on the difficulties they encounter upon answering their modules and other problems that would hinder the learning process. So, after since makuha na mga feedback, ma-deliver naman ang modules, so ma-share naman sa next group naman nga sa mga pupils. No, kung ano ang mga kinahanglan, anong mga needs sa mga estudyante, ano ang mga problema nga nag-hinder sa ilang learnings. So, besides ang mga sa modules na wala ilang panguha. Okay, so procedure. The innovators will ask advisors the list of those students from kanina and who failed to claim their self-learning materials. So, may alin na din nga ng himo, si Sir Runel at si Ma'am Bev, some template. So, just get one and pass, please. So, ara siya, inyo na ma-serve na inyong copy. So, photocopy lang kung okay, so next slide, please. And procedure, by the time that innovators gather the list of pupils or students who did not claim their modules, it is the time that the innovators will implement the next steps by distributing the modules in their respective homes. Okay, so procedure. Assess flow or the framework. First, we have mangayo kami sa schedule. I-introduce na ang schedule sa principal, school head. And then, ang list of pupils na needed sa
allow sa modules na wala nag-lag behind. And students. So we're going to deliver the modules that are not being taken by the students in the school or the parents. Okay, so project management. Next is the timeline. Okay, in the pre-implementation stage, we're going to start in this. We're going to identify where the late will be getting their notes. The persons involved is the teachers or the advisors. Okay, next is in the implementation, the month of January, we're going to start with the distribution of modules na wala nakakuha. So persons involved is the teachers, parents, barangay officials, and the principals. And post-implementation stage is the second week of fourth quarter until the second week of fourth quarter. Okay, so activities is the feedbacking and solution. Persons involved, teachers, parents, barangay officials, and the principal. Resource utilization, the SLM, our self-learning materials, and the progress monitoring every quarter. So, since nga nakatapos ito sa ato nga first quarter, we'll go on second quarter. Okay, sa output and outcome. Students will be able to answer their modules. And the teachers will pamula lang na ano sa amin, of course. So, kung may mga pagkita mga ideas na gusto nyo maidugan, so, welcome din sa group. Okay, thank you so much.
Is to identify students who are not able to get their modules. So siguro dito sa itong galing sa last part, sa last part. The students will be able to receive siguro their modules na incomplete. And then sa ano pagit, sa pinapagit ko ba na, probably mas namin kung first quarter na-identify na ang mga bata na wala, nalalagay time.
Sa qualification, sa timeline,
Yeah,
kay November 2021, identify na ito ng late. Pero, i-receive nyo pa sa January. Kada kong kaga. Identify na ito ng late. I think every week ko rin ano. Then sa naman yung week, November, January, 23, nailan na siya ng quarter or nailan na siya ng mga module na nilalapat. So, meaning to say, for example, week 1, ang mga module, identify na tayo after isang distribution, baka the Friday, identify na tayo kung sino wala. Then, pagka-Monday, yun, no? Ang wala dito.
pagka-field work.
Every week na dapat.
Nagkaroon na delay sa mismo wala.
Kaya ang distribution is by weekly module yan. So, pwede yun ang monthly every time ang field work.
So, since na doon na yung work, so wala na sila kayo, kasi ano na start sa ang work. Kasi na sir, ito na stop na ito, pinaka
Di ba
Okay, siyempre first before my presentation was one. Congratulate mga team for the aside sa we are open to learning, new learnings, we also ano man, we also ganito.
Try to
Ang atong
overcome
mga overcome mga
our
inhibitions.
inhibitions.
So that's one thing. Now with regards to sa kung ano man, very specific na ang ilang purpose is to deliver ng controls. And then kamusta lang bilang part of the guidance program, wala rin siya sa matabog na tudloanan. Na. Oo, so deliver ng yan. Pero naman natin concern. Example, week 1. Huwag siya na makuha. So ang estudyante, mabutang na rin sa lista na wala makuha. Saan mo manakat? Pagka week 2? Pagka-Monday tayo. Kaya para mas sumusunod na yun ang problema.
May consistency.
Kaya kung magdugay, pwede man like mamagalit 2 weeks, every after 2 weeks, kaya posible na kaya nang-alang-alang siya Biyernes, pagka Lunes, nagbutwak siya. Tapos Tuesday pa mo ma-field. So in short, kung may lista ka na kuhan, ma-delete siya sa imong lista, kaya kung siya Monday. Kumbaga, dapat flexible kita.
Kaya pero sir, kapag mayara, pag ginawin na distribution sa Friday, pagka Monday, ba na linusot mo?
That's right.
Kung Monday ta, masalabisan ang ano.
Kaya namin yung schedule for, di ba, field work is Tuesday. So, meaning to say, kung Friday, nag-distribute ka, kasi nawala, sa identify ng halaan. Pero may Monday pa. So, kung nag-close siya, i-close out na sa iyo sa isa.
Sa Monday na yun, at Tuesday.
Tuesday sa field work.
Mas kabalo naman ang parents.
Although this is not a question, but then this is also a pre-observation during our mobilization. So maganda ba, our school children, some of them, hindi pa nag-siya, na-doctor pa ba siya? At this time, what we're going to do with your innovation is that we will decide, you give them the module. Pero according to your ganito, kamustahan lang. At kasi siya mo naman pressure, na all the time mag-pressure sa mga estudyante doon. Pero during your time, is you will give the module at the same time. That is the time na ako, kumusta na, we will understand their need or the kind of behavior meron sila dyan sa pandemic. Something for beyond the curriculum, kumbaga. Diba? Something like a build it up for sa community, and that is good.
So, yung mga kami yan, bro, ma-deliver yan, what we got. So, may group naman yan, nakabasa.
So pwede sila ka-merge to sa WhatsApp na pamubigla pa ito, ay module, so kung may pamubigla, pwede ka mag-submit sa
And also, siyempre i-update na son ang person concerned o like for example, pero may problema, o ang kung masuka, daka lang, sa grade 9 o masuka, o third, ako na kayo na-advisor, third game, may problema, na-recheck, hindi na ka namin, ma-address ba lang ang problem? Yes, Ma'am Richelle.
Mali yung noise, sorry, sinigla kayo daw, ano na concern. I'm so sorry, not to discourage. Not to discourage, ha? For me, kasi nalid na siya sa pagkatamaran sa mga parents na ano, sila ang ginagulog ang model. Pero pinag-model sa model.
No. Permit me to answer that
pwede,
question.
may possible.
Okay, permit me to answer that question. Bisan wala ka na na-implement, nadaan sa mga parents. But remember, our clients are the learners. Hindi kaya pag lantawon, ang action ng parents, kaya kung lantawon na sila, kitaya ang maapektuhan and much more, ang atong kabataan, hindi na dito maintindihan. Kung ginalantaw nila ang magtinamad sila, it's their choice. Basta ang importante yan, we make our actions to help their children. Yes.
Ma'am Michelle,
Dapat tani.
yes, no, although, ano na siya ha, di ba we are in the era of pandemic, we are trying to minimize movements. So kung kita ang nagkakadto dito sa area, at least kita yan, sure, vaccinated.
Yeah.
That's why, hindi na mag-isip. We are trying to exhaust our energy to be able to bring our learners into something na ma-continue ang learning process. So hindi na mag-isip,
kung na mga ginikanan, they already know the responsibilities, but we cannot get away with the reality that there are really parents nga muna.
Yeah.
So, hindi na natin yung problema yan. Important we have done our part.
Yes, Ma'am Rachel, we are tired. Yes, I know. We are tired to fulfill the mission and vision of the government.
Yes. Ang pinamahal, mapo na siya sa paper risk factor. There's a possibility na toward maayo ni siya yung program, but may risk ko in siya is because banang sa ginikanan posible na mag-develop. Pero that's why ang mga sa innovator hindi na
Yes, we have prepared intervention naman sa ila kung magpapatang.
May mo naman intervention lang na.
Pero ako kailangan, I'm just speaking for myself. Kung ang tao, wala makita nila ang kaayuhan yung ginadulot ka. That the patients will matter them.
Pero wala ko na nakita sa mga parents, they can school na namin, matras sa mga
We will not.
Uy, hindi, not all parents.
Not all
parents ganun. There are parents na
Number one nato na problem is that the less participation of the parents and that we are going to cure.
Kasi may mga pinagdaanan.
Pero
Mas kami, alam 8 to 9 yung schedule kay daw wakwak ni kanon. So may 8 to 9 yung schedule.
Tungkol kay ang bata, bala something na problema, sila pala yung wala kaya kapalo. So, dito, feedback ng pinangat ay deliver kag the way na ipanoon ka po nga.
Wala sila kapwa.
Ang nagalaban, wala nakuha sa iyo. Kaya mga problema. Hindi na nga tayo, even parents. Wala ang bata.
Ako na, hindi ka kapwa.
ang innovation, siyempre it's a work in progress now. So as we innovate, we receive mga feedbacks. And then with the feedback, siyempre it's into another probably improvement of the innovation or another innovation to answer the problem na nag-arise as we implement something.
Okay.
So that's why dapat yan very important sa amin nga ato nga ginaubrang ang documentation. Nagkato ka po, inaambal nga, may nakita mo, observaran mo, ang sitwasyon, wala mo na nasulat. Pagpuna sa nagkalamitan na, hindi na mag-document. O sa very na lugar, ang bilang ang so dapat po sa susunod. Kaya naman ang approach. That's why feedback and feedback is important. Every after feedback. Para nakalimutan ng mga kung sila na-concern, kung may feedback. For example, after mag-feedback, kahagol mo ba yun? Kung ano ang nasapo?
Oh, doon lang formal.
Pero i-document.
I think talaga sa i-practice sa gitna after hindi na siya yung resource ko yan pupuan din after ano to nga to na mo na practice siguro.
And also, ma'am, reflect na sa inyo ng flow chart. After you gather the information, ano na to? Dapat aral sa flow chart. Pages na framework sa flow chart. Di ba kita mga teachers, advisors sa problema, ang mga unclaimed mo to. So, ang ibig na answer na lang sila yan sa problema. Right? So, we will not create, we will not entertain other problems, will create a present of problem.
So kung ma-arise sila ang problem later na bakit sa nagpanagawa sa nila, then we will find intervention na
Innovate your innovation. Thank you, Ma'am P. Thank you. Okay, the next to present. Okay, the next to present.
the very needs of the
The essence of all why we work hard. Because of loving what we do. So to introduce innovation, the Innovation.
The Corderos.
Good morning, everyone. So to start with our presentation, let's have Mami.
The Corderos.
The Corderos. Ang siblings.
Siblings by birth.
Again, good morning. For the innovation, actually, this is just the innovation na tulog ng For this first presentation, the studying matters. That's studying matters. So, ang first question na dapat pasulod sa aton, yung mga sarod, does studying matter in this time of pandemic? Nag-deal kita subong sa self-learning modules or a mode of learning that is the distance, modular distance learning. So, in this time of pandemic, that there is no face-to-face, do our students or parents or guardians need to study in order to teach their children at home. Kung namin kita na awang news sa Jenny, nagpagawa nga si Lula, nagpatudlo kay teacher. It is because hindi sa kabalo kung paano itudlo ang content sa module. And for this innovation, we are dealing with on how to innovate the self-learning modules para makahapos sa aton ng mga students and also to the parents na subong na deal kita sa modular distance learning. So, masa ako na kayo.
The Philippines education system is in crisis.
Philippines ranks fourth in reading comprehension among 79 countries.
Filipino students scored a mean of 340 points in reading comprehension exam.
Nakita natin yung curriculum natin,
Lumitaw din sa pag-aaral na 1% lamang ng mga Pilipino estudyante ang nakaabot sa high benchmarks mathematics. Access remains an issue, as well as the quality of education. For the school year 2020 to 2021, 2.7 million students did not enroll. Millions of students were left behind when the pandemic hit. Recent international assessments have ranked our learners among the lowest in the world. These assessments were done even before the global health crisis. We expect the situation to have worsened. We are not putting enough resources in education. Pre-primary education in the Philippines is among the shortest in Southeast Asia. Hunger and malnutrition negatively affect our students' learning experience. Our teachers have poor content knowledge. Our children are taught by teachers who are not trained in the language of instruction during pre-service. To arrest this problem, we need to act fast. We need to address malnutrition and stunting among our school children. We need more budgets for education. We need an independent agency to assess our strengths and weaknesses. We need to produce competent teachers who are among the best and the brightest. We need to strengthen the implementation of the mother tongue-based multilingual education. As we move closer to electing our next government leaders, we need to make education a priority. The future of our nation is on the line. We must act now.
Okay, from that video, we have the following infographic. So the Philippines, they say the Philippine education is in crisis. So just like the videos have said, they have 1.1 million didn't go to school last year and so on. But what's surprising me is that from these infographics, we have we have this, the learning adjusted years of school or days. This means if you study 12 years here in the Philippines, it is just equal to 5.9 to 6.5 years only. So that is the finding of the Philippine Business for Education, meaning even though you studied 12 years, your equivalent grade year level is only grade 6 at most. Yes. So as what I proposed last time, we have the revitalized education, which means students could choose their subjects and their competencies to learn for their level, and that we have innovative teachers engaged in addressing challenges for I-Teach. So under this program, we have the I-Teach to Give Love or giving internet access for valuable education through learning center. But due to our assessment with our community, this have evolved into guided by insights towards valuable education. So in this na maghatag kita sa internet connection, we've moved to getting data directly from the students so that our intervention towards them is guided by their data. So that they could have a valuable education even amidst the pandemic. And the main goal of our innovation is to have a learner-centered orientation towards varied environments, especially here in our community that not all of our learners have the well-off to have themselves only answer modules only. Some of them, just like you have said, that some of them need to work in the field so that they could have food on their table. So just like from the framework, we have the same framework last time, but with the assessment of the first project, we have come up to this new project of under the we are actually here in the assess the we have a we have acquired information, analyze and reflect. So we have another on the next cycle of the action research framework. Since we have identified that internet connection is there. So for this innovation, we have focused on the iron triangle. So we have the scope, time, cost equal to quality. So if this is about project management, so if we put it under the education situation, we could say that the scope of our education or the lessons we teach to our learners is clear, and we have the ample time to give them to learn those lessons, and we have the cost or for them the cost benefit for them to learn the lessons. So we have to balance between learning and giving food to their family. So if we have to balance them, we could have a quality education. So for this innovation, we'll focus on the time only. The next module. So I think everyone is familiar naman with the module. Let's have Mama Cordero.
Okay, for the modules, example sa modules ng aton ng mga kabataan is kami alam kita from junior high school, we have different subjects, tama? So, why do we need to innovate to our self-learning modules? Namin naman, instead mo, di ba, given the fact that the division or the central office may gina-provide na module. So, what are the challenges or ano siya usually kinakamapot sa aton? What are the challenges that we encountered sa self-learning modules? So here are some of the observation the teachers, also parents, and also the students. So for the self-learning modules, may nakita nga ang students or the parents depends only on the answer key. So wala na learning or there's no education na nakatamo. It is because si parent or si student pag-receive sa module, nakatulan the answer key, then answer na rin sa test. Answer na yan sa mga activity or sa module. Without knowing, without studying kung ano ang content sa modules, tama?
Yes.
Then second, the comprehension of the lesson is to grow and that specific, because may kita for example sa general math or sa math, may mga modules na provide sila tagduwa ka sa isang, for example, sa isang week may tatlo or duwa ka modules na pinaprovide. So hindi man na pwede or hindi man na makaya sa mga bata na kapaslakal lang sila kapaslakal sa mga module para lang ihatag lang sa ila kay tungod sa need ng ilang mga competencies. Dapat as the teachers, dapat kinahanglan tama i-consider na ang ato mga kabataan need man nila nga mag-take time to answer the modules. Then, wala na.
Okay, so Ma'am Grace have identified the gaps of answering the module. So every one of you have read the second page of the module. Ano ang sa second page ng module? Kung may arap familiar sa inyo. Okay, let's go back to the second page of the module. So let's all read. This learning resource goes to engage the learners into guided and independent learning activities at their own pace and time. Furthermore, this also aims to help them acquire the needed 21st century skills while taking into consideration their needs and circumstances. So what is highlighted here is that independent learning activities at their own pace and time. So what do you think is we are imposing to our students, given that on the first page of the second page of the module, may ari na si Dr. na ginhambal.
Ironically, that is not being followed because we have to follow schedule.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Banet. Let's go to the next paragraph. As a facilitator, you are expected to orient the learners on how to use this module. You also need to keep track of learners' progress while allowing them to manage on their own learning. Furthermore, you're expected to encourage, assist the learners as they do the tasks included in the module. So for the learning facilitators, they are required to keep track of their learners. So are they really keeping track of the learners or are they answering the modules for the learners? So that is the next question. So next paragraph. The hand in the module is one of the most symbolized parts of the human body. It is often used to depict skill, action, and purpose. Through our hands, we may learn, create, and accomplish. Hence, the hand is the learning resource signifies that you as a learner is capable and empowered to successfully achieve relevant competencies and skills at your own pace and time. Your academic success lies in your hands. So is this true or not? Your academic success lies in your hands. True or false?
True.
Ma'am Rachel?
Pero
Parents answer.
that is true. Your academic success really lies in your hands. However,
However,
it will not be a success if you depend it to the hands of your parents.
So the however there is the learner is capable and empowered. So that is the 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 mm, na before ang tawag na prerequisite for the learner to achieve success in their own hands. They must be capable and empowered. So this innovation would give these learners the power to be capable and empowered by having the following innovation. So last paragraph, this module was collaboratively designed, developed, and reviewed by educators from public institutions to assist you, the learners, to meet the standards set by the K-12 curriculum while overcoming the learner's personal, social, and economic constraints in school. So the DepEd recognizes that our learners have some problems at their home. So we cannot directly impose what should they do in their home by answering their modules only. Okay? So this innovation is based on the following review of the related literature that most of research states that the more you study at home, the number of hours you study at home is relevant or correlated to your academic achievement. So the question is, does studying matter anymore at this time of pandemic? Kung magtuon pa ba nga itong learners mas dawit, agong sila sa quality education? So that is the innovation that we should find out if they could study at their home longer, could they achieve the academic performance they want or we want? So study time equals to academic performance. So the innovation seeks to find out the motivation of learners to study or answer their module. So we have we would like to find out the time preferences of our students to study, how much study effort they invest in their answering modules and their academic performance after summative tests. So our kung di na kami nagkwasang aming innovation is based from Kumon. Kumon is an internationally recognized after school tutorial service or center. So they have these activity sheets that they provide to their students to achieve math, science, and English proficiency. So in their activity sheets, it is stated that there's name, date, time start, and time end, and the grade level here on the left side. So we have adapted this through our developed answer sheet. So we have the name, date, answered, start time, and end time. So to answer those are objectives. And for the initial the initial assessment of the module or the innovation is that wala may answer kung wala kung hambalan mag-answer dito. May answer kung hambalan mag-answer. But ang nagwa is that ang ginabutang nila is not honestly na kung saan sila answer sa ilang module. So we cannot, for now, we cannot really answer if the innovation is um, academic performance. So for the timeline, we have the planning on August and so on. So we have the initial assessment on the November for the first quarter. So ang mga itong nagwa, nga wala, nagasabat. Kung wala, ginambalan nga magsabat sa date and I time answered. Then on this December, we have the mid-year assessment of the motivation. So there is a standard questionnaire for that they will permit answer and so on. That is the resource utilization is the simply bond paper, SLM, and so innovation outcomes, proponent and school partners. And so for the sustainability plan is the adoption of that innovation into our school and for the whole district. And I think that's all. Questions?
Thank you, Sir Josh, for very extensive presentation of your innovation. Any questions? I have one. Okay, come on. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Same with the other three presenters, we would like to congratulate their class for a very substantial na presentation. Makita ang ginatawag natin na hindi lang pagkabalahan nila na be flexible. Kaya nakita niyo yung title sa it's more on giving internet connection. Pero natabo, because of the initial finding na may mga piso net, so nag-adjust. Kaya mo na natin nga innovation. So as we go on with our innovations, makita natin ng mga development or probably mga status or situations, we adjust. Kaya it's a work in progress man. Kaya ang katapusan man sini at the end of the school year. No? Posible siyempre mapamangkot, nga, sa sugod mo, signal man to, tinanong nga nagtabo magpagabot sa ulihin, hindi na signal. So, direct makita. So, ang manamit sa pumaplastar natin dala ang data and also kung may alam sa proper documentation sa ating innovation. No? So, kabay, successful ang tanan na innovation, bilang kay Sir Justin yung tanan, no? So that will simply give a positive and also manaming nga result, not just for our school, but for the learners themselves. So, dapat ma-realize nila ano ka-importante ang ginatawag na education. Mga questions, those are questions.
Sir Jess, so ang kanilang objective mo is that we need to get an analysis data. So hindi pa lang nag-iwan. Kung online sila ma-start, pag-run sila ma-end. So, ang question ko is that how can we get ang data na reliable din sa mga advice yan? May, di ba, ang kabataan niya, palagpatan nila, nabutan mo, whatever, kanyang gusto nila, is that or what? So, ang end up, ang data na mag-gather na is not honest. So how can you assure na ang data na mag-gather natin magpaganda isang na time frame and dito na mabase ang nila is reliable.
I think sa orientation naman sa advisors sa mga students, giving the modules to their and answer sheet to their learners and also one highlight that Kumon is successful in their business is that they have the learners have the flexibility to continue with their learning activities at their own pace and at their own time.
But sir, we don't have take to say.
Wala naman kasi face to face.
Oh, ganun, sir. Pero may ara gid possible na ang gibutanda nila start time, check every time. Kung hindi sila mahuyan, bilang ay kalawit.
Answer po.
Pag-answer ko, ay yes, so paano ta na sir ma-coordinate yan?
I think kung i-assure ta sa ila nga ang data nga ihatag nila sa aton is that makabulig sa ila nga hindi nga makakamiya sa ila nga nakakalawit sila ng sabat.
Knowing the kind of attitude that our students have. Pero, could help Sir John to realize his innovation, greenhouse teachers will know. Okay, let's say that. Okay, so more question, yes, Ma'am.
Sir, just correct me if I'm wrong. The way it's here is sir, it is more on collecting statistical data so that we can
Intervention.
With problems that we are facing in school. So my question is, how can we say that what you're saying is effective or something reliable for the information? Reliability, but that's not sure for how.
Sa motivation nga tool is that it is a standard questionnaire naman. So the reliability and the validity of the questionnaire is already established.
Yeah, so have you started?
Nakapangitan na ng isang tool naman. So you're using standardized tool. Okay.
But we cannot use that in the
Research
standard tools.
Yes,
It will be underwent research and that.
or it's either you will undergo the testing or the
Okay, so we think more sa focus sa input sa mga learners, but sometimes we forget the predicament that hinders their progress. Am I right, Sir Ivan?
Yes.
Okay, some more questions.
Circular district ko dyan, sir. Ako yan sa technical.
Ako kagabi ko yung performance.
So a very nice because explicit design. And the last, yeah, of course.
The word.
Yeah, explicit word. Okay, the last but not the least, we have the last presenter.
The meat of the
meat, wala meat. And the last one, okay, the last but not the least, that all will come inside the day, we want to discuss about the innovation entitled Natayan, a community sport group.
yeah.
So, pala skills ako na skills sa pag-iwan sa presentation slide. Doon na pressure ko kay Sir John, pag-video. Wow, puti lang, ano lang sa simple na nilagawa. Ang malaalam kaya. John, kasi John ko kaya na pictures, mga throwback din kasi siya nag-updated, diba? Pero si Sir John, sige na. So this good morning. So this is our simple presentation of our innovation. So I have with me Ma'am Annette. And we have there our name about our innovators. Okay. So here's our school. Oh, wala siya update. Wala ay laman lang yan. Okay. Schools are the second home of our students, correct? And as teachers, serve as the second parent of our pupils. So this place witness the dreams and hopes of our pupils, and laughter and tears, or even struggles, develop friendships, and a lot of memories to cherish. Ano, kahilid lang, no? Nag-throwback din. Okay. Also, school is the place where we learn different skills like reading, writing, counting, um, drawing or doing art, and even performing. So this is where we develop ourselves. This is our precious place. This is our second home. Until this happens. Okay. This is Lord Marshall. So we didn't imagine that these things will happen, correct? So in a blink of an eye, everything changed. So the place where we used to share a lot of memories has to close due to the pandemic. This pandemic crisis changed everything, and that is when you say everything, that includes the educational system. But however, despite of the change and negative impacts, this crisis opened opportunities to us to meet the grade of disruption of classes and continue providing the quality education to our learners through the modular distance learning modality. So every member of the educative process help each other, work hand in hand despite of many challenges in order to provide and deliver the modules and other learning materials to ensure the learners will still continue learning and no one will left behind. So the parents, okay, so kind of modular, so the parents accepted the challenge to be the learning facilitator with their children. But we also heard a lot of sentiments, feedbacks, and behind stories as they teach their children at home. There were some parents who really tried their best, yeah, sila na, and teach their children, but most of the time, they experiencing a hard time in understanding and teaching their children, especially those complicated subjects or lessons. That will result to low scores or MPS, unanswered modules, and failure to submit answer sheets on time. So when you say failure to submit, the other reason also because of the lack of accessibility to transport. And also we have to consider the distance of residences of our pupils and students from the school. So these feedbacks from our parents, concerns, and challenges open our eyes to do something. And this is where we start this innovation called latayan. So this is a term or a word, hindi kayo known word mabane. Okay, so kadamo na siya meaning. It could be dangdalan, saysay, or wait, ano siya ganit, maging alagyan. Okay. Okay. So, to address the need for learning innovation, wala pa yan, to address the need for learning innovations, this can be utilized as a school-based community program. To establish modular learning plan of action involving the community and the parents in close collaboration with the school principal and its faculty teachers within the school for basic education learning continuity plan or our BELCP. So we have our community core group entitled Latayan. It is an organized program within the school involving volunteer parents or guardians of Napilas Integrated School, students, and pupils. Okay, so with this, there will be a guidelines, qualifications, and clearly stated responsibilities, tasks, and probable incentives for every core group leader and its member. Its major function in the modular learning modalities that the school has adopted for basic learning continuity plan is for the effectivity, Next, efficiency and on-time distribution and retrieval of modules and other related tasks required within the school year for modular learning modalities. Thus, 5 volunteer parents for 4 areas selected such as mga areas na sa Hacienda Margasa 1, 2, 7, Cabo Hacienda, Gretchen. Okay, dalan lang oh. Dalan lang kayo capture, dalan lang. Okay, yes, correct, Mr. Leon. Kailan kaya? Okay, so what we're going to do is the volunteers will collect the modules of the pupils and students living in their area of responsibility. For teachers will provide attendance for every grade level and the corresponding number of modules to be delivered. The use of keypad cellular phones, so ito yung mga may kita, or may kami sa keypad na mga cellphone, to be provided this will in every area will be the means of communication whenever there are problems encountered during the implementation of the program and for the collection of feedback and other related school program implementation. Okay. So the community core group Latayan will address the problem of the school and parents and guardian in the modular learning modalities such as the distribution and retrieval of modules and other school-related tasks and programs, and assisting the learners in doing various related tasks for basic education learning continuity plan. So again, ang mga various related tasks, hindi na siya sa about sa module, pag-answer sa module, sa math test, or performance time. Yes. And now I'll be showing you our implementation procedure. So we have here our process. First one is identification and listing of areas within the responsibility of the school. Later on, natin ang updates with the process. Next, number 2, conduct meeting to pre-identified core group leader per area. Ang katatlo, after na siya mag-conduct meeting, assign volunteer core group leader per area. And next, give copies of guidelines of core group leader. Okay, para malaman nila yung mga responsibilities as I mentioned earlier now. Then, sign agreement of commitment form between the volunteer core group leader and the school principal. May papel din siya. Okay, so later on ba, kung ang status na naman sa amon innovation. Next, assist core group leader to select and organize core group members. So, ang naman niya, ang mga core group leaders, mapili naman nanda sila. Kaya magkatayan sila, no? So next, organize a general orientation of responsibilities, accountability, tasks, and incentives of the core group leader and its area members. So may area sa looking dugang and incentive. They do ma-motivate a bit ang iban para ma-participate or get involved sa amon nga sa sininga activity. Next, implementation of the group on the opening until the end of the school year. So mo siyang ginahihing namon. Next, project management. So we have here school principal. So ano na siya? So ang task sa school principal is for supervision and monitoring kung ano nang update sa niya na innovation. Next, the program coordinator. So they are for coordination, feedbacking, problem intervention. Next, we also have here overall core group leader. Ang task niya is recording, area core group, Recording, area core group member supervision, siya man na-supervise, implementor, and area documentation. Next is our school partners coordinator. So ang iyang task is to facilitate in finding resources for probable incentive. Facilitate stakeholders participation in the program. Baka wala ang sa budget niya kung sa ato nga incentive na ginapangako sa or ginano sa parents. So si school partner coordinator na siya ang mangita sa pagi. Next, all faculty teachers are involved kasi. So per grade level, of course, co-implementor, module preparation, follow-up, and close communication to core group, and follow-up the parents. So involved na tanan, hindi lang sila nga kami ma-innovate or kami ma-implement, okay na siya. So sa ito kanina, ito ang teacher, manda o mga pila kabata mga sa magasa. So ara man Japan sa aton ang data sa aton mga grade level teacher. Next one is all core group members. Frontline implementer of distribution and retrieval of modules. Assist learning difficulty. They are collecting feedback, report problems encountered, and other related tasks based on the guidelines. So, ang six are our project management. We have here our timeline. So, we have 3 stages, the pre-implementation, implementation, and the post-implementation. So, as you can see, in our pre-implementation stage, where we are done formulating of guidelines, organizing committee core group, orientation of guidelines to volunteer committee core group leaders and members. So for our sa mga date na it was done September 15. Okay. Next one is the first week of December. That is for the implementation ng no? Okay, so okay, waiting for approval. Okay, so persons involved, the Latayan volunteer, the parents, teachers, school. Okay, wait lang. So naka-identify na kami as sinambane sa mga volunteer, Latayan volunteer. And then post-implementation stage, and those every quarter. So resource utilization, mag-ina, same lang sa Laser Ivan, external stakeholders, sponsorship. And then donations from our sponsors. Next, progress monitoring. Of course, our school principal, the under school principal supervision, and class advisors, core group leaders, and members. Innovation output, or these are the expected output or outcomes as we implement our innovation. Quarterly list of modules, attendance with signature parents during distribution of modules by core group leader or members, narrative report by program coordinator, pictures or photos, then accomplishment report. So the beneficiaries are the Napilas Integrated School students and pupils enrolled within the school year 2021 and 2022. Okay, so we have our sustainability plan. Sustainability of the program depends on the success of implementation for the school year 2021-2022 and the commitment of the stakeholders in taking part to such school-based innovative programs entitled as Community Core Group Latayan of Napilas Integrated School. So as I end my presentation, let me read to you our quote. Innovation is not about tools, it's about people, processes, and pedagogy. Okay, this quote is from Thomas McMorris. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. And if you have any question, come here. Sir Inapay?
Okay, so thank you for the presentation. Congratulations. Dapat simple lang ang presentation. Gusto naman ginagapat.
no need, medyo lang art and all. Even in our social guest, so please take note of that. Dito sa batayan, is it implemented na?
Sir, ang process is, I have already chosen from the members. Although, like, my neighbor give it to you and share your evaluation along with the guidelines. And then after that, if you will be able to approve that guidelines, and then they probably can already implement it and given the tool just like ourselves at the same time. Of course, advisors will be ready for the attendance of every area. Isang ilang presentation siguro kung sa Malasa, Uno, or one. And then of course, the attendance sheets will be given during some, kung magkaipa-inon, there will be a time na probably the teachers are in the presentation, what to do, in that presentation of that presentation.
Sige po, ma-deliver. Sila pa yan. Ako ha?
No,
So,
sir.
anong specific? Anong specific?
Latagan is the parents. Because the aim is, it is the group of parents who will get the modules from the school and distribute it to the pupils within their area.
Okay.
And those who cannot get the modules from them, from the core group, probably they can come here, so at least you can lessen the number of persons moving back. Because it will address the problem in the pandemic at the same time. So address the need for, I mean to address the problem on, just like the parents na mga ubra. Hindi sila kakaduli, kaya kung ba yung ubra, sila muna ang oras pagkatapos sila ubra, why na tandi. So at least sa pagbalay na sila, isang zero na pwede nila.
So, ang main character na to, or main one of the ang features or proponents or on technical
Monitoring. Because they were provided the cell phones, we can call them that days, updating and monitoring kung na progress ang pag-distribute or pag-retrieve nila sa mga.
Can I give the mic to other characters? So, that's it for them.
Now, ang objective or the purpose ng Nataya is to for the parents na ito ang pero dumano naman ang purpose ng Toktok because si Toktok will ang purpose na will be like ang mga so meaning kasi kung may nakuha na din sa module sila Tayan wala na sa i-deliver na si Toktok.
Sorry, man.
Ang purpose naman ni Toktok wala
Okay, the purpose of Toktok is different from that of Latayan. We cannot be sure that every module sa ginhatag natin or padala natin sa core group is makuha ito na meron. May behavioral side, diba? O, may factor na. Although wala na sila, resulta mo, pera na sa tupad, hindi ba pwede nila makuha ang module. Pero meron, hindi akong isa, may mga problema. Although meron, may nakuha sila, pero hindi lang ganun sila. Or meron, wala mo dyan nakuha. Meron, iba nila padala lang. O, ang Toktok naman niya is, so hindi man sila makalilibre sa module, pero may problema sila. Diba? But one of the responsibility of Toktok man is not just only to bring module, but kamustahan. Or something
pero ang specific na purpose ng Toktok is to deliver. And after that, kung natin sila nag-deliver, ang kamustahan ang mamatabo. Pero sa Latayan, you said, mag-deliver man, may parents na makatuliri. May na-overlap, hindi ang area was the purpose, hindi na magawa.
Pwede mag-group doon kung si Toktok sa community.
Mano naman ang purpose again. Kaya ang purpose nila yan, si core group leader, ang makatulong sa school mo. Pero ang nangyayari si Toktok na lang dito ipasa na tayo. So, ang
So, si Toktok will deliver sa mga wala nakapa. Kaya meron lang hindi lang yung sa isa mo lang ng area. But after how, for example, ang mga application, pwede na sila ya. Diba? Or meron nang layo, ang isa, May mga sa totoo lang may anak nga hindi ko hindi ko dapat may hikay. May mauna bala sir nang kumbaga ginaansiran sa akong ano ang mga problema na nabaton tapos serious. So ang kanang hindi ka pwede makuha ko sa core group leader, pwede na magamit sa tuktok. Ano sila? Ang tuktok wala sila correctly. Gadulungan sila. Pero ang core group maka-retrieve. Kaya pwede idulog sa ila anytime kung sa
mga so kung ang ginagawa nila ni sir nga si Tok ma-distribute, then sila kaya ma-retrieve.
No.
Bawal
Hindi.
na na
Pero kami, actually, nakuha ko
Yan sa ang process bala, di ba ma-identify man ang advisor or ang kita kung sino ang wala man kung sino mga lagyan o wala na sa module. Then amo na iyatag namon sa inyo. Kaya amo man ang purpose nito pag iyatag man namon sa inyo ang wala.
Sir, ang latayan, sir, ang latayan, since may means of communication kami, if the core group members and leaders will communicate to us, teachers, kasi may numbers sila natin dapat. Magambal nga si Amuni, wala sila nagkuha, although nakita sila balay ha. Then that's the time na i-counteract ng diba lang. Kaya probably, why ka kabalo sa matabo ngayon na balaman may mga field na sila or something. Sabi na kabalo kung anong meron sila community mo. So pwede na ma-counteract sa core group, sa tok-tok, ay hindi makakuha. Kaya feedbacking, taga-ni, sir mo, feedbacking, taga-problem, ang communication natin balahaw, okay?
Okay, sa TikTok, natin yung mga kasi nakita ko nga yung Pacific side sa inyong education. Sa TikTok, they are very specific, right? Ang nag-lag behind, amo ang i-deliver. Okay. So, ang question
Ang atong balang turn na lag behind on the right. Lain sa mga wala nagkuha mo. So, ang purpose yan ni Tok sa mga wala nagkuha ng goal. Diba ba kaya naglabi ay ano lang na isa nila.
Si Tok sa nagalag, kaya sa guidance program. Bas sila pala naman, naglantaon na.
I'm confused, a little bit confused now because in this pandemic, defense of the head, we should involve parents, right? That is correct. We involve the parents. However, sa part naman sa mga teachers pala, di ba mas lain kung ang parents nagtutubig na sa teacher to get Yes. Ano ang problema? Di ba every time mag-visit sa modules, ay ano yung problema sa anak mo nga aamusin? There is a communication wherein na kung nag-gather na ito, na kinang mga communication, ma-address ka ba lang dayon ang problema? Whereas, kung tayo mo ba naman mali, kung dito lang, mo na masunod sa matulani, ang mga Rachel, ang dependency sa dera, hindi na tayo magkatusis ko lang, kaya naman lang to. And then secondly, ang advantage, we do not know, kaya we cannot communicate face-to-face with parents. Ang panunag ko na niya.
Hindi. I was just, when I did the invitation, it was just trying to address the need of, ang sa-pandemic pala, na less balang movement. So that's why, pero when it comes to communicating with parents, si Tok, di ba yung boto si Tok, we can also get to communicate with them. Tugay pa kayo sa ng Tok. And then, there naman, may means of communication on cell phones. Pero kung gusto na kita ng physical ligid, we can engage into Tok, or we can engage into, di ba?
Ako, sa question ng Manino, since nga ang tender, 1 tagang 2, 3, ang problema, sa elementary, sa tender to 3, ang reading, numeracy, lagi na tayo start the read. Para kung lang ko idaan tala focus diba?
Para na si
So, ang naglagbihan ang mga non-members na ginatuloy.
Okay, so
Saan kami sa mga innovation, not considering ang mga presentation. Wala mo talaga ano lang presentation na kaya ba presentation ka lang mas bag. That's why we are starting. Pero originally, that innovation, it is trying to do that sa kindergarten. But then because of the situation nga nag-arise na sa mga sa innovation, kindergarten po ito something na pwede magamit probably sa kabilugan. But it is of course kay sir kung i-approve ng innovation. But it's just a proposal. Although I have done a step of because that is my own innovation for manang-garden. Because the problem is, ma'am, hindi ko obra pa mo ni kung isa mangita ang pagi either tawgan mo, padala balay, may other relatives na amo na pala. So amo na nimo.
So, para siguro ma-define it maayo, is specific, like for example, inter to 3. Tapos ipapakde ang ma-answer sa problem sa 4 to 6. Or hindi kabilugan ko tayo mo target. Kasi alam ato na kita to, kapag sa ako na kita. So ano nga dapat ma-define natin ay para wala kita sa conflict o overlapping. Kaya ang ba ginambatagan ka din na kung pwede man lang i-collab para ma-define.
Ang alam niya, kaya ang mga parents, hindi ang nakadto, ay, ang sabi ngayon namin ako sa ila, ay maka-convo kami kung anong problema, kaya natulog sila kung anong dapat sa module, data ng mga subject. So kung may core group na siya lang isa makuha, ng sumadula na siya ang essence ng relationship ng teacher. But kung makolab si Tok na makagsilata yan, for example, ma-identify kung mga wala kakuha, so si core group maupod sa kay teacher na Tok, kay ang core group na kabalo kung di na balay. Kung di na
sa description sa group, it is not just a module. For example, makanda kita sa well-being and sa kind of communicate na ito sa core group. Pwede ang hamon is okay, communication, din sa core group. Hindi lang kayo sa module. O kung probably ko ikaw yung advisor, gusto mo yung i-exam mo kayo, mga nanay ko mga pwede mo na yun mo, diba sir?
Ano siya doon kami parent volunteer general purpose.
All purpose.
May pangatagal di ba? Kami yung tidak pabalula. Or may pilohay.
Pero hindi na magula ang
information. Kaya ang di ba, ang nakita ng description, it is not just modular distribution and it's badge. It is all about other educational tasks. Diba, nakitanto. So, bago magpata din ay, dito siya nag-guard. At isa sa mga ko, hamat ang pundo ka manipon. Pero kung may core group, pwede ito maka-communicate ahead because they have cellular cell phones, so lahat ito sa core group. So, ang iyong member, pwede maka-disseminate information. Saan wala ka na ito? Pagkabuto, naka-ready na. O, let's say ang sa, for example, ang instruction sa module ta. Pwede siya communicate kay aralan na sila area. May available na minsan communication nga pwede ko mamangkot kay ma'am ako ni sa advisor sa grade 2, grade 3 or something. Kung ano yung for the sense of may mga directly may mga information. Pag ilag na sa may na sa guidelines ko ilag na sa record sa core group leader. Remember, that's why ang pili naman is ang kabalo wala
and then
maghimo.
mapalapit sila sa teacher. Mapalapit sila sa
ma-communicate sila sa teachers because you give them.
Tapos sila ano answer sa teacher sa mga sila na mag-estimate.
Kundi mamangkot sila sa ato, isang magabalo kita. Uy, kita harapan na isang mga estudyante ka, di ba? Practice mabalaan sa nabalay si Tita Balahaw. Ngayon wala na siya rason nga, wala kami bimang cellphone. Wala kami bimang hindi kami kabalong paano kami mangkot. Tapos yung pagkalabot, imambat sila na modalan kami. Kaya sila amo na ato bang yung nga problema sa elementary. Kami kami nabaliwan, wala kayo nanawag.
Diba, wala ka namang cellphone. Wala ba lang? Yes.
Bali mo ba kasi sa okay na siya yung other nga ano dito sa waiting, sa wala. So pero para nila sa example, mga may nagsasabi nga pero hindi ko nakakuha. Pwede ka na imata ang concern ka din na sa kay Tokto, kay di ba kakuha sila information kung sino ang hindi kakuha. Kaya kami ang ma-deliver. That is for the module. Pero kung sa iba niya, okay. So I think kung ang module na lang problema na hindi ma-distribute, we will give it na sa kay Tokto. Kay specific katama kay ibang innovation nga for delivery of SLM and other materials.
Mag-define lang ganit na ang purpose.
Oo, mag-define ang purpose.
So, para yung sinaga ang module, mag-distribute, tingnan na lang
Guys, sir, when I did innovation, I was thinking of other innovations. I did not compare my innovation to anybody's innovation. I just did innovation to address the problem that I'm facing. I don't know about the I don't know about other innovations.
When you are doing that, you are identifying your own problems and that the problem is real. Na pwede mo to address the problem. So what we are discussing right now is that we are trying to iron out the best way we can do to have a better result and the deliverance of our services. Yes, exactly. But your innovation is correct in your own way of solving your own problem. So what we are talking about is on how we are going to iron out and to make our innovation a better one. Para for the services na ihatag natin sa ating learners who are really in need of our help. So for that, I really would like to congratulate everyone to all thank you so much. Okay, and I also would like to, I am very grateful for your open-mindedness, for all the discussions that we have, for all the suggestions. And you see, ang bad ko pala sa first data ko, ang attitude matters most. So if we develop positive attitude, we come up with a successful output. So I know mga damo sa inyo, damo itapalan sa aton nga next sessions, especially sa presentations on how to construct sentences. Kung ano mga problema, kamo ko na ang inyong innovation, I am just right there sa your room to assess the flow, and then si sir will be ready to coach you in case mapilian ka mo sa school to represent you.
We do our innovation and we implement it. Pero kung mapilian, kaya ano, kung pwede ka mga kambang, pero walang implement. We can say no.
We are teachers.
Yes,
We are competent.
Yes, we are competent. We are champions. But we are also have the right to say no.
Okay. The right to say no.
Kung so hard.
Implement.
Alas
For
go.
our students.
Kaya din ang pagbilion.
Pwede kaya kambang yes or no?
Okay, but first I really would like to congratulate you all for the positive attitude that you have developed. So you see, it is not difficult. Thank you so much.
Okay, so good job. Okay, so now, ready pa na nilaga na. We are in the last part of our program. So we will have our closing
Ceremony.
closing program. So malumpat. Okay, so we will start or we will continue our program by giving an impression with our 5-day or mga sa impression sa 5-day na block session. And for the elementary, this year impression from Ma'am Christine L. Impression sa bukong ng Ay, nako. Sige lang. Question ko lang ha. Sa pag-start, baka namin ito siyang introduction, Sir Ivan. So, at least na nakuha dito to, Sir. Thank you. And then, pagka-second per day na, wala ko to. Sila ko na rin ito. So, I hope na nabusog ang ito. So, thank you lang po sa inyo. At talagang naging huling sa ako sa dito. And then, the next Friday, iyan Sir Jack. Sir Ivan, sa Wednesday. Okay. So, sa Wednesday lang, Sir Ivan. So, kanami, ang challenge wala to innovate. So, daw dito, kita na sugod. So, pero nag-enjoy ko. Thank you, good. The son and next kay Ma'am Kahilo. So, amo na ni, kanang Kahilo kahapon, ng daw na challenge, tanan emotion, pero na experience ko to. Kaya sa pag-meeting ni Sir Napay, daw nag-react ng pag-ganit, yung mag-break, na daw pa dati sa ako, na nagdambo ko, ano mo, pero wala ka choice, no brag sa Japon. So, at least, mas yun namin sa kareklamo, in the end, huwag na akong taligi ako, kaya ginatuluhan ka. Wala na siya, normal, kasi tao, mag-reklamo, program, mag-Japon, and then, enjoy lang. Na? Although, stress ka kadali, pero at least with the help ng tanan ka mga upod, na napuwasan ka. So, ako mga tanan, so thank you, dito knowledge, i-part nyo sa amon, man tanan, di lang sa akon, and then, na-face ko ng challenge, matindin nyo. Hindi na. Thank you, guys. Kapatid siya, tanan, and then sa tanan niya help, tagang sa knowledge, i-part ka. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Ma'am Tin. So, ang session, si Ma'am Tin involved sa mixed emotions. Katapos sa ginawag ng Tin ng mga emotions. Okay, so at this point, let us hear an impression from our secondary teacher, Sir Denmark B. Dunenberg.
Sa tunga ka, Sir Dean.
Good na. Okay, so, pinaka namin, may question. So, first, second, and the last day, amo ginaan nga niya kung nga part nga ay every Friday mo pagkaon tayo. So first maka-innovation, una pa lang ba tayo kabubukas na programan ba selection na or what, diba? So pagka-ulihi, with the help of everyone, kita tanan binibigay pamag-an man ang galit, tapos man siya, ito sa hapon, magplano. Pero of course na share ideas, tanang kita, enjoyable na, di ba? Makita na to. And then of course, ating kung kita kay Sir Chat, sa ating facilities, ang venue, conducive, okay. Nakita mo na next time, Sir Jan, sa likod na ang stage. Dapat naka-letter L. Okay.
Naka-ring din.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, in March. So, ang challenges ang ato ng 5 days na session. And to challenge us more, let us hear a challenge from Sir Freddy Nakay.
Okay, so kasugod pa lang challenge mo. So, from the start, so it's a challenge where we are asked to be honest because number one, for us to determine the correct program for ourselves, unang-una sa ating pagalingon. Siyempre, artista, kung iba ng programa sa ating estudyante kita. No? So, salamat kay naging open kita tanan, no? And then we put down our mga innovations wherein naka-participate kitang tanan. Now, next we proceed with the different activities na and all, no? Sa management or planning, so we have the na-assess natin, no? Na-assess natin kung anong need, kung anong problem, and then we plan, no? Plan. So ang challenge is this, kaya ginagawa kapatid ko ni Sir Ivan, kang nga, pwede ko say no.
Challenge.
What in mga panahunaan subong, di ba? Though it is your own classroom innovation, but if it's the lumaayong innovation, among all innovations, then you don't have choice but you will be the one to represent the school. So the challenge is this, no? How can we really cope up with the challenge of the time and also be able to remain and also test our limits in coming up with innovations. Like sa kami ko na pamangkot sa last, di ba? We are journeying in a certain road wherein our goal is the development and improvement of our school, focusing on the heart of the school, which is the learners. Question is, are you still one in that road? I'll hear the answer later.
Yes.
So, I'm
And to accept the challenge, okay, let's go now. Vanessa.
Okay. Pero before I will accept the challenge from our very own principal, Sir Napay, may we clear the three C's. One, of course, we are facing with the challenge. This is probably some of us will perceive that this is not easy. Others say, well, it's up to your kind of values, your kind of behavior, your kind of optimism. But we have to give ourselves chances. Chances to improve, chances to innovate, chances to do better than what we were yesterday. And of course, let us try to change for the better. Change that will make everything in us become better and different. If only we can make ourselves best for our learners.
Yes.
So, sir, in behalf of my colleagues, the faculty of Natilas Integrated School, I do accept the challenge from you.
Okay. Okay. So, yes.
So before you have, I can certificate. Kaya ako suggest sa nga dapat i-implement. Okay, so
ang sa certificate ko, ceremonial lang may representative lang kami, elementary, secondary. And then also giving certificate of
So, available na ang day 5 is na evaluation tool. And duwangin niyo ang transubong ang end of the program in 5 days. Okay? Basta, ang sa GC, sa high school, okay na. Ang sa elementary, sa mamaya din, sa iya. Sa napay ko. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, for the giving of certificate of recognition, so let me call, as I call the name of the speaker, please. Okay, so the same one as, okay, certificate of recognition is awarded to Just Korea. For his invaluable service as a resource speaker during the school learning action cell and community initiatives and innovations held on October 22 and 29, November 10, 11, 12, 2021 with the theme Enhancing Educational Delivery in the Time of Pandemic. Given this 12th day of November 2021 at Napilas Integrated School, Hacienda de Napilas City, Barangay A. Lopez, City, Negros Occidental, Philippines. Signed by Freddie F. Matay, Principal 1. Okay, so the certificate of recognition is given to, or is awarded to, Ivan S. Cudadera. And the same certificate of recognition is awarded to Maria Teresa H. Capello. And for our giving of certificate of participation, one representative for the 8th grade level department. For the elementary department. Certificate, let me read. The content of certificate of participation is awarded to Vanessa A. Honorosa for having actively participated and completed the 40-hour school learning action cell and community interest and innovations held on October 22 and 29 of November 10, 11, 12, 2021 with the theme Enhancing Educational Delivery in the Time of Pandemic. Given this 12th day of November 2021 at Napilas Integrated School, Hacienda Napilas City, Barangay E. Lopez, City, Negros Occidental, Philippines. Signed by Mr. Freddie F. Matay, Principal 1. Same certificate of participation is awarded to Michelle B. Ortega.
Palakpak.
Okay, for the senior high department, the certificate of participation is awarded to Just Korean B. Cordero. Okay, sir. Okay, so thank you so much. And to formally close our program, let us hear a closing message from Sir Fred. Freddie Matay.
Wala gid si Ma'am Bilyones.
Para sa mga we are blessed to be given an opportunity sa kapalitan ng ako. With the Friday session, we'll be able to somehow implement wala man kita ginasiring na ginapangayuan nga abrupt na at least amat-amat na may makita kita changes, no? It's always also to challenge ourselves as to our limit. Ang mga sa session sa last, going out of the box, no? And at times going out also of our, or getting out of our comfort zone. Because that is one way na makita nato ng aton nga growth. So with that, thank you for your participation and cooperation. Now, before we end, may attendance ba na? Ang attendance.
Karoon na. Off na.
May violet reaction.